Alright, welcome back to the channel. This is a redo video because the volume didn't work that well. And this is the only redo video I'm going to do because I was excited to make this video and we had to just switch the platform we were using. So, we are on our own video right now. This is our fantasy league for Vegas Benchwarmers. As you know, I do the podcast every Saturday. And I decided, you know what, we did our fantasy draft the other day. So I decided let's move it over to Madden and see who got the best team. So this is our co-host, Mo. His team here. He'll be represented by the Jets. Nope, the Dolphins. Sorry, I couldn't see. My glasses were off. I have to clean them. So basically what happened was whichever defense they had was the team I went with. And you can see here his roster. I'm not going to read everybody, but he got a pretty good roster. Unfortunately, he couldn't make it to the draft due to work reasons, and that's A-okay. You know what? That's understandable. And you know what? We're going to try to skip through some of this because that's me reading. You see here we brought him over to there. And now we got Eric, he hate me. He's on the Bengals. You see Tua, Saquon, Pacheco, Deebo Samuel, Zay Flowers, Njoku, Rashad White, Zerloin, and all the good ones. And then we're going to skip through again. 87 offense. Let's keep skipping through. That's the Sports Addict Network. Make sure to check him out on Twitter, YouTube, anywhere he does his stuff. He's going to be the Colts with Jalen Hurts, Jonathan Taylor, Ramondre Stevens, A.J. Brown, and all the good stuff. 89 overall offense for him. Moving on, shots from the sideline. This is the Jets team. He's got Josh Allen, Etienne, Kyron, Amon-Ra, Terry McLaurin. He's got some good teams here. Just to show you again, because we want to get to the good stuff. 87 overall offense for him. Looking good. Hawaii Bears. They got Joe Burrow, James Cook, DeAndre Swift. Pretty solid team. They've become the 49ers. The only team we actually put in the NFC because I didn't think about it. So, again, there it is. They're an 88 offense. Then we have Emperor Hoodie, we made the Browns because they were ranked higher. But you see they have Kyler, Devon Achane, Kenneth Walker, and so on and so forth. You see here, bam, 86 offense. I definitely think I kind of did a little too much with the talking there. Lasan Al-Khalib, I don't even know how to pronounce that. He's the Steelers with Anthony Richardson, Bijan, Alvin Kamara, Olave Pittman, and Everett Ingram. Again, just trying to skip to get to all the good stuff here because we already we definitely did a lot of this, and I don't want to bore y'all with going over it again. Anthony, fan of the Vegas Benchwarmers. He's C.J. Stroud, McCaffrey, Derrick Henry. He's going to be on the Ravens. Yes, I see the Lions were there, and I could have put them in the NFC too, but hindsight's 2020, and Derrick Henry was already on the Ravens, so I was feeling lazy. Jeremy with a G. He gets represented by the Raiders. He picks Patrick Mahomes, Najee Harris, Brian Robinson Jr., Jefferson, Tank Dell. Just to show you here, bam, he made it in as well. And then there's my team under the pits, where we got Purdy, Josh Jacobs, Singletary, Tyreek, Mike Evans, Javonte Williams, Amir White, Jerry Jeudy, and we get represented by the Chiefs. Bam, 91 overall offense. It's a good-looking offense here. All right, so after all that, we did simulate to midweek or mid-year. So we start in the AFC side. Chiefs 6-0, that's us. Jets 6-1, that is shots from the sideline. The Raiders 6-1, which was Jeremy with a G. The Browns are 6-1, which was one of our other teams too. And then we take a bit of a dip there with the Dolphins. They go 4-2. The Steelers are 4-3. The Colts are 4-3, and the Bengals are actually 3-4. It's a little rough to see them down there, but it's interesting to see. And then kind of nothing else really. The Ravens were the lowest at 3-4 as well. Those were our two lowest there. And then on the NFC side, the 49ers were 6-1. They're looking stellar. This was a look now. We sim to the end. Playoff picture. It looks like the Jets actually take over the 1 seed there. The Raiders and the Ravens were going to be playing in the first round. The Bengals and the Dolphins were going to be playing. And then the Chiefs, which was us by ourselves, playing the Texans. And the 49ers get the bye week. So for our first round, we got only 2 games. But we did also go into stat leaders. We wanted to just see how everyone stacked up in this season. And going forward, again, I don't know what I'm saying because the volume was very quiet. But this is our ending records here. The Jets went 13-4, the Raiders went 13-4, and the Chiefs went 13-4. I guess the Raiders had a better division record, which is why they were on top. The Dolphins, Bengals, and Ravens all follow suit. And then the Texans beat out the Colts, which was interesting. So we got 2 teams that didn't make it. The Colts and the Steelers. Unfortunately, those were 2 of our fantasy teams that just missed out. It is sad to see. It was crazy. Didn't think it was going to happen. Did not. And then on the NFC side, I believe we do take a look at those the standings there just to see what he got hit for a record. We did go check that. So yeah, they were 14-3, and then nothing really else because we didn't put anyone else on that side for some reason. I don't know why. Passing leaders goes to Tua, which was on our Bengals, and then Brock Purdy literally down by 2 yards. But look at that touchdown to interception ratio there for Tua. We do go over each of the stat lines there. So stat-wise, Brock Purdy, Rodgers, McCarthy, and Winston. I believe only Rodgers, Purdy... Rodgers actually wasn't even on one of the teams. He got traded because he is on one of the other teams. Touchdown getters was Tua, Dak, Mahomes, McCarthy, and Burrow. McCarthy, if not hurt, would, I guess Madden really likes him for some reason. Most interceptions goes to Young, and then Flacco, McCarthy, Penix Jr., and then Mac Jones, who had to start as well. Rushing wise, it goes to McCaffrey. He was number 1. Chubb following behind Taylor, A.J. Dillon, and Breece Hall. We're, again, really just looking for who our guys were. Najee on the Raiders was top tier. Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, and Nick Chubb. Like, that basically rounded out everyone we had. Cooper Kupp leading the way on offense there with 1,400 yards. Then Cooks, who no one had. Mike Evans, who I had. Amon-Ra, which was on another team. And Adam Thielen. Like, it was pretty cool to see this experiment full out. Like, just kind of everything that went down in this experiment. Like, you don't expect it, especially since you stack, like, every offensive weapon on one team. Like, on, like, 5 teams. 10 teams. It was 10 teams. Our sack leader was Max Crosby on the Raiders. This one really didn't affect too much, considering that we didn't move any defensive players around. But we did also take a look at the kicking, because kickers did have some effect. We didn't really go too much, but interception-wise, Stingley, Darius Slay, and Stephon Gilmore each had 7. Marlon Humphrey and Brian Branch and Shaq Thompson had 6. We really did want to give a little more in-depth when we did this the first time, and I think I will try to do it again at some point. So best kicking percentage goes to Riley Patterson. Jake Elliott was 96. I guess he got traded to the Bills because we didn't have a Bills person. But just kind of going over it, looking at what the kickers, and honestly, the kickers that we drafted really didn't even appear on this. Like, Brandon Aubrey was the only one. Young Wei Koo was up there, but that wasn't much. And then the longest field goal goes to Matt Prater, Nick Folk, and everyone else. So Brandon Aubrey was one of our guys. He was a 57-yarder. Now, that MVP went to Tua. Mahomes was up there. Prescott, Burrow, Purdy, Allen, Lamar, Rodgers, Cousins, and Watson. It was pretty crazy to say. We do go down all the list here. Coach of the year, I forgot. Antonio Pierce, because he is a rookie. It makes sense why he got it. Bringing the Raiders to a 2 seed. Tua was all right. AFC side: Cooper Kupp, OPOY. DPOY went to Crosby. Offensive rookie Caleb Williams. We did take a little bit of a look. Didn't really see anyone else. Just Caleb. Marvin Harrison was up there, which is pretty cool. Defensive rookie, again, didn't really have anyone change, but it's always cool to see who they think. Best QB went to Tua. Best running back went to Josh Jacobs. Best wide receiver, Cooper Kupp. Best O-line, Joel Bitonio. Max Crosby won deep. I just kind of rushed through it. But the best kicker in there, CeeDee Lamb was OPOY, DPOY Clowney. And again, just kind of, if you want to pause to see who won what, it was really a 49ers sweep on offensive side. But besides that, we jump into our first game. Raiders versus Baltimore now. It was a 3-0 lead for the Raiders. This was us kind of learning how to do stuff, so we don't actually jump into the game. It does get pretty close if I'm not mistaken, but we are learning. We ended up having to Google it later down the road, and I do express that during the video that it does have to get Googled at some point. But 24-10, Raiders lead. We're looking to see, so this is where we're trying to figure out, like, how do we watch, but never figured it out, so we just started mashing the X button. Kind of take it slow to see how it got there. 31-10 here for the Raiders. 17-31. Ravens tried to do something, but could not. Raiders ended up moving on to the next round. He drafted a good team, even though he's just trying to piss off Eric, really. So here now, Dolphins-Bengals tied at 3. This, I believe, was where we decided to actually look it up, because this was a close game through and through at this point. Dolphins 13-10, and then they just kind of kept keeping it there for a little bit. We were mashing 20-10. 2017, still a 3-point game. Still don't think we knew what we were doing at this point. This was definitely a learning experience for more Madden experience, like projects down the line. Yeah, we took our time. We went slow, and still waiting to see if the Bengals were able to get the ball back. And then we were like, all right, let's see what we could do. Let's figure it out. I tried to see if we could change controllers, but we couldn't. So this was definitely the game where I tried to figure out when and how do I watch the game. So we're gonna click through it still. 23-17. We see what the Bengals can do here. Just, unfortunately, as this, we didn't really get to change up how we go. We went nice and slow. Got to see what happened. Pass dropped. 4th and 8. It's a 12-yard reception for Devontae. And then that was it. They couldn't do it. And then the Google search happens. So we do our Google search after this play here. Figure out what's going on. So, our new playoff bracket now. Jets versus Dolphins. Raiders versus Chiefs. And then the 49ers got the Vikings. And then Bucks and Cowboys, which we don't care about because those are not our teams. We do decide, we say we want to look at the 49ers and Vikings, but we actually don't end up doing that at all. But we jump into our first game, Jets-Dolphins here. I believe we already did our Google search, so we are able to go and be confident now that we can watch something if something happens. And right now it's 10-7 Dolphins, 17-7 for the Dolphins. The Jets were able to tie it up. So I thought it was going to be an interesting one. This is where, yes, I'm just mashing to kind of get through it, because I don't want to miss it with the way the sim does it. 24-24, this game was actually quite close for a while. I really was not expecting it. Like, I thought it was going to go either way here, and then I believe this is where we decide to slow it down. But on the other hand, too, didn't realize it was Dolphins ball with no timeouts for the Jets, so it was a waste of time. Again, that is our fault. Again, still learning how to do this. We wanted to make sure we got it right, and we didn't. So we forgot to switch it from fast. So we got to watch one more kneel down before the Dolphins move on to the AFC Championship. Yeah, I was not expecting them. I thought the Jets were a pretty solid team here, but you know what? Anything can happen. Any given Sunday. That is how football works. And again, yes, that's where we learn. Need to do fast. All right, Chiefs-Raiders. This game right here. My God, I remember this one. Oh, man. So 7-7 to go down. Raiders take a 14-7 lead. And then we come back. So remember, the Chiefs is us, and Jeremy with a G is actually the Raiders in this situation. So we go 14-14. Going down. 17-14 game here. It is the fourth quarter now. And the Raiders put up 17. We do actually get to watch something in this. We slow it down. It's 17-17. And we go in. So Brock Purdy is the commander-in-chief of my team. We get to see what he wants to do here. And they hand it off right up to Josh Jacobs, right up the middle. Keep going, pushing his way through, gets the first down. Josh Jacobs is that guy. I'm glad we got him. And then we, again, still learning, so don't worry about the menus. And Brock Purdy again, so it's a Purdy-Mahomes matchup, just like in the Super Bowl here. Jacobs, no one touches him, gets into the end zone. It is wide open, free space for him. So that is a 23-17 lead. We finally figured out how to do it, so we are able to skip through as we need to. So extra point, we got it up, and it is good. So Raiders need a response, and we know Mahomes can do this. We know Mahomes is able to get there. So new kickoff rules, we get to punt, landing in the zone, and here he goes. So they give them a good 25-yard line. 27 is what they marked it at, and now it's time for Mahomes. We know what he can do. There is way too much time on the clock that Purdy gave him, but let's see if he can do it. I did not learn the players, what numbers they were, so Mahomes just dumping it off short here to his running back, it looks like, and that's going to be their first timeout here. So the dump-offs definitely were helpful, especially when you have two timeouts still. They need a touchdown. Mahomes dropping back again, tossing it deep to the sideline, gets some extra yardage, and gets out of bounds. I believe that was Kelsey. And it is. Yes, that is Travis Kelsey right there. Because remember, he's got the two-headed duo of Kelsey and Kittle with some good running backs and with good receivers too. So they were able to get out of bounds. Mahomes drops back again, dumps it off one more time because, again, he has the timeouts. I believe that is Jacoby Myers because we didn't move him. Doesn't use the timeout here. Drops back again, heaves it into the middle, and keeps going. Clock keeps going. Tick, 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 tick here. Bring it up to the line. 42 seconds. Mahomes is already in the red zone. Drops back, and he rolls out, throws it, gets the first down, and tackled. 30 seconds left. They take a timeout. They line up one more time here to see if they could get in. They basically have shots to the end zone without really thinking about it if they need it. And bam, that's one defensive stop right there. Chiefs need to get a few more if they really want to win this. But Mahomes now lines up. He's been here before. He knows how to play this. He knows what to do. Dumps it off, runs it right in. Nope, got down to the one actually. They run no huddle here. 3 seconds left. This is for the game. Play action fake right in their end zone. We've got overtime. Oh my Lord. Justin Jefferson. So remember, Jeremy has George Kittle, Travis Kelsey, and Justin Jefferson. This is to send it to overtime. Right here, you know, maybe the kick gets blocked, and no. It goes up and through. So, overtime. 24-24 for these guys. This was a heated battle. Sorry, had to go turn on the light. It's a little dark in here. So, who gets ball to start? Raiders won. And Raiders receive. It is crazy that this is the game that went to overtime. This game was intense. It was hard fought through the end, and we get to Simmons right to the end of the game. So, overtime rules, I believe, if you don't remember. If the Raiders score a touchdown, Chiefs get to respond. If the Raiders don't score and the Chiefs do, I believe that's it. Everyone has to touch the ball at least once. That was the rule, if I'm not mistaken. So, Mahomes coming out to lead his team again. What can he do? He got them to overtime. Can he get them to the next round? Man in motion. Drops back. Mahomes looking around. He's rolling. He's got to scramble. He's running upfield. He almost got the first down on his own. All right, here we go. Another one. 2nd and 5. Mahomes leading his offense. Man in motion again. I believe that is Jefferson. Does just a pass, but the defense sniffs it out. Gets him behind the line. Loss of a yard right there. 3rd and 6. This is where Patrick Mahomes needs to make magic for Tater Tots, which is Jeremy's team. Right in the middle, but it's dropped. It gets knocked away. We get a punt now. So that means now it's time for Brock Purdy to see if he could score and get revenge on Mahomes. He might not have the better team, honestly, but he is ready. He's revving here. He's played with like crazy position players before, considering that's what he does on the 49ers. Big cock Brock over here, ready to go. Hand off to Jacobs right up the middle, gets the first down. There was no stopping him. He was a force to be reckoned with right there. Coming out in the I formation. And he's getting ready. Hand off again to Jacobs. Unfortunately goes nowhere. Gain of 2, keeping him close. They do not want... If you give up the big chunk plays, unfortunately, there might be a time where Brock takes advantage of that. Let's see here. Brock dumping it off sideways. Don't actually remember who that was. Unfortunately, like I said, I didn't learn all the new numbers for everybody, so I don't know who's throwing to who. Tyreek's up top. Mike Evans is down low. I don't know where everyone else is. I think that's Cole Kmet who catches that. 2nd and 2. for Cole Kmet. All right, here we go. Mahomes, Purdy, I'm sorry. Mahomes is usually on the Chiefs, but he's not right now. Purdy backing up here, throwing it deep. Not deep, I'm sorry, but drops it off to Tyreek, who gets the first here. He is getting a methodical drive here right now. He is getting them where they want to be. Hand off to Jacobs, runs outside, but loses a yard on this one. Does not get where he wants to be. Now, again, Purdy looking to make some magic happen here. They are within striking distance here. Tosses it down the middle. Touchdown! I believe that was to Tyreek. I do not know. I don't know who he threw to, but he got the touchdown. Moving on to play the Dolphins in the AFC Championship game. My God, that was a fun game. That game really was fun. That was like, I remember getting so hyped for that. So, we've got Chiefs, Dolphins, and then the 49ers and Cowboys. And this is where I'm like, oh, geez, I should have watched the 49ers game because it was 27-21. And I really shouldn't be like not showing our teams. The Cowboys, unfortunately, I know Madden does have like kind of a soft spot for them. So we did, we have to make sure that the Cowboys don't beat the 49ers because we need to see what happens. But all right, Chiefs, Dolphins to start us off here. Start mashing X like crazy here. The Chiefs, we go up 7-0 because we are under the pits, remember? 14-0. This was not a fun day for the Dolphins. We didn't even have to jump in, if I'm not mistaken. I believe this became a blowout real fast. Real fast. 21-7 here. I think they gave a bit of a fight later down the road, but it was all for naught, unfortunately. The Chiefs' defense did help and hold. And that was one of the notes I made. Like, we're using regular defenses with such high-powered offenses. But 24-17 wraps it up as my team, under the pits, makes it to the Super Bowl. Now we got 49ers, Cowboys. The 49ers was our guys' team. I think that was Hawaii Bears. We just wanted to make sure, that they get to the Super Bowl, the promised land. We want to make sure they got there. And game tied at 10 here. 49ers usually know how to handle Cowboy business, so we always want to make sure that they are taken care of, That's what we're thinking. That's what we're doing. 27-23. It was 20-23, and then the 49ers finally realized, wait, we have so many weapons. Why are we not using them? But we do check in. I believe we do jump in to just make sure and confirm that everything happens. Yep. Oh, no, we don't jump in. We just keep going. All right. 34-31, end of the game there. So we have Chiefs, 49ers, Honey Bears versus Under the Pits in the Super Bowl here. And we get simulating. We go up 7-0 here under the pits. Then we go up 13-0. We do miss a field goal. 13-3. We have Brock Purdy versus his team while we just kind of steamroll, I think, a little bit. I don't even think we jumped in for this one. I don't remember, actually. I don't, so I'm not going to say anything. But it's 29-17 here. We're in the fourth quarter now. 29-24, 5-point game. 36-24. Yeah, we don't jump in. I think we just kind of let it die out. We keep an eye out, though, to make sure to see if the 49ers do get the ball back. Actually, no, we do go in. We go in. All right, here we are. We get to see how it ends here. 36-31. All the 49ers need to do is get a stop. They have 3 timeouts. And let's see if they can do it. Mike Evans coming out. He had 129 yards in his Super Bowl debut right here. We have to jump to the end of the game. I forgot. We didn't do that properly. All right, handing it off. Jacobs just trying to kill a timeout. They used their first one. Didn't really get much of anything. 2nd and 9 here. What does Purdy get to do? What can he do? Hands off to Jacobs again. So that's basically, yeah, I remember. I think I remember now. So timeout here. One more. If they get a first down and they use their last timeout, that did become game. That will end it right there. Purdy taking it back, looking to pass, dumps it off the middle. They get the first down. Cole Kmet ended the game, winning the Super Bowl for Under the Pits. Now, can we get that actually in, our fantasy league? We will be keeping up. Make sure to subscribe to Vegas Benchwarmers podcast to make sure you get all of the videos. You want to see everything. You want everything. You want to be up to date with all of it. So make sure you subscribe to the Benchwarmers podcast so you can get it all. And I remember at the end, just thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe. And we will see you in the next video. I hope you enjoyed the re-recording.